Hey everybody, today is May 14th, 2018. I'm going to talk about this fake stream news story about Melania Trump undergoing kidney surgery at Walter Reed Medical Center today. In this video, I'm going to discuss the numerology and gematria of this story to show you how it's a fabricated news story that's not real. Now on this channel, I teach the language of Gematria, which is the practice of coding numbers into words. It's an ancient practice, but it's one that's very well alive in today's English language. The two main ciphers are English ordinal and reverse ordinal. Up top, you simply number the alphabet 1 through 26, each letter relative to its position in the alphabet. Then you can reduce both methods, called full reduction and reverse full reduction, where all double-digit numbers are added together until they become a single digit. And it turns out this language is what's being used to give us our fake news. So let's discuss what happened here. So first of all, we have a story about the First Lady, and in reduction gematria, First Lady sums to 42. The 42nd prime number is 181. Prime number relationships are very significant to this study, and this is a perfect example. The name Melania Trump sums to 181 in the reverse alphabetical order, fitting considering she's the First Lady. And today she's undergoing kidney surgery. In the standard alphabetical order, this also sums to 181. There's another significant cipher called English Extended. This method most closely mirrors the ancient Hebrew and Greek Gematria and isopsephy charts. Just like the alphabetic order, this can also be reversed so that Z is 1 and A is 800. And if you do reverse the alphabetical order and take this headline that CNN gave us, which says Melania Trump undergoes kidney surgery at Walter Reed Medical Center, using the reverse method, this sums to 13,013. Now, if you don't follow my work, this might not mean much to you, but I assure you, the number 13 is used by the media as what's called a hoax code, kind of a hint to let you know that the story is fake. In another form of gematria called septenary, which simply numbers the alphabet 1 through 7 and then goes back down, this is a cipher that's taught by many other YouTube channels, you'll see that this headline sums to 233, and 233 is the 13th Fibonacci number. So in this video, I'll introduce one more cipher. This is called Jewish Gematria, and it's based on the ancient Latin alphabet. This cipher here is what I believe to be the most significant to this study. And you'll see you get some pretty large numbers with this cipher, largely eliminating the chance of coincidence. So when you write out the number 13 in this cipher, it sums to 347. Melania Trump just recently celebrated her birthday on April 26th, and if you measure from the date of this news story, where she had the surgery, to her next birthday, you find it's 347 days. But here's where this story really gets interesting. What I want to point out is that this, like many news stories, is a moon ritual. So looking at today's date numerology, when you fully reduce all the numbers, 5 plus 1 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1 plus 8, you get the number 21. And then if you use the full numerology, add it like 5 plus 14 plus 20 plus 18, you get the number 57. Both of these numbers appear when you write out the word moon. Using the alphabetic order, it sums to 57. And in reduction, it sums to 21. Now in Jewish gematria, moon sums to 170. So isn't it appropriate that Melania is having kidney surgery, which has a reverse alphabetic order value of 170? Also worth pointing out that First Lady sums to 57, just like moon, just like the day's date numerology. Now, when we're talking about the moon, there's two very significant cycles of time related to the moon. And there are a couple more, but these are the two that you need to know and the ones that are most attributed in the media. First of all, we have the Saros cycle, and this cycle allows us to predict the next total solar or lunar eclipse. In fact, any eclipse, not just total eclipses. This period goes approximately 223 synodic months. And really, it's not approximate, it's exact. Every 223 lunar phases, you'll get an eclipse of the same Saros cycle. And in Hebrew Gematria, the word for the moon has a value of 223. Again, there are no coincidences in this study. This is by design due to the Saros cycle. The surgery that Melania Trump had today took place at Walter Reed Medical Center. And using the standard alphabetic order, this sums to 223, just like the moon. 223 is also a prime number. In fact, it's the 48th prime number. Melania Trump, born in 1970, that currently makes her 48 years of age. And if you just shorten this to Walter Reed, since, after all, this is what the CNN headline gave us, they didn't capitalize medical center. And if you just run the Gematria on Walter Reed, you find it's 48 in full reduction. And speaking of 48 being a moon number, you can also get this number in today's date numerology. 5 plus 1 plus 4 plus 20 plus 18 gives us 48. Melania Trump began her role as First Lady on January 20th, 2017. And if you measure from that date, and let's include the end date because we're looking at the exact number of days here, you'll find that this is her 480th day in office. And in numerology, the zeros are ignored, so this is technically another 48. Measuring from Melania's 48th birthday on April 26th of this year, you find that she is currently in her 19th day of being this age. And why is this important? 19. Well, the other significant moon cycle, in addition to the Saros, is the Metonic cycle. The Metonic cycle is a period of very close to 19 solar years that is a common multiple with the synodic month. So 19 years, almost exactly equal to 235 synodic months. Now, if you add up 19 plus 235, you get the value of 254. And in English Gematria, the extended version, which uses the present alphabetic order, the word time sums to 254, and this comes from the Metonic cycle. So here she is in her 19th day of being 48 years old, and her role, by the way, First Lady of the United States, as it's commonly listed. In reduction Gematria, this sums to 109. Another thing probably worth pointing out is that in the alphabetic order, this sums to 325. And measuring from the date Melania became First Lady, look at this, you get 3 months and 25 days since her first anniversary. So just another layer of coding onto this. But the reason this is significant is because of the Gematria they gave us in this headline in the Jewish cipher. And check this out. This headline sums to 3,993, right? See that number, 3993? Well, the Metonic cycle in Greek has its own term. Up to this point, I've been calling this Anita Sideris. Apparently, that's not the correct pronunciation, and maybe I'll give that a crack in another video. But this is very important. This comes from ancient Greek, and Anita Sideris, as I used to say, sums to 393 in Jewish Gematria, which is a hell of a lot like the headline, which sums to 3993. And then you see Anita Sideris with the 393. And think about how Melania Trump, she's the wife of the president. President also has this Gematria, 393. So 393 definitely a very significant number, and I'm going to show you more about this. When you write out the number 393, in Jewish Gematria, it equals 1,331. And this is a number I've done a lot of work on. It's the number that represents a total solar eclipse. If you merge 133 and 331, you get this 1331, and both numbers, when spelled out, sum to 1331. And you'll see, as I mentioned in this post, 393 is the only other number to have this value in this cipher. So this is a super important number, and it's attributed in this story, as I'll show you. So Melania recently turned 48 years old. 48 equals 133 in the alphabetic order. And they're telling us she had kidney surgery, which is 1330 in the Jewish cipher, a lot like 133. And again, when you write out 133, you get 1331. So I discussed a little bit about how this number is related to total solar eclipses. In fact, the total eclipse from 1331 is the only one I've ever seen that never crossed a big body of water. And if you write out 1331 eclipse, it sums to 1331. So no doubt about it, this is no coincidence. You could go further and turn the word eclipse upside down. This reveals 4 different numbers, 3173, and when you type those out, you get 1331. So, I hope coincidence theorists visited this video and watched it because, certainly you're probably scratching your head. Now, another interesting thing about this date duration from Melania Trump's birthday, going back to her date of birth in 1970 and measuring the weeks only, you find that she just turned 2,507 weeks old yesterday on Sunday. And 257 is also a significant number in eclipses. The term total solar eclipse sums to 257. 257 is the 55th prime number, and the name Melania, using the alphabetic order, sums to 55 as well, as you see right there. So we're talking about eclipses, the sun, the moon. The sun, as they tell us, is 93 million miles away. So isn't it interesting that Walter Reed sums to 930 in English Gematria? So if you look up Walter Reed National Military Medical Center, which is the location of this surgery, measure from their founding date, November 11th, 1940. Measuring to the date of the surgery is exactly 930 months. And again, Walter Reed equals 930 in Gematria. So hopefully you get a pretty good idea of how this news by numbers works. In fact, if you measure only the weeks, you find it's exactly 4,044 weeks. And, this is a number of masonry. In Sumerian Gematria, Masonic equals 444. So there you have it, news crafted by the numbers. Certainly this woman did not really have kidney surgery today. This is just what the mainstream does. They lie day in, day out. It's not just lying about 9/11. It's not just lies about false flags. It's literally lies about everything, even things that don't happen. All right, so that's going to do it for this video. I'll leave some links in the description if you're interested in more. I'll also include a link to Zach Hubbard's book, Letters and Numbers, which goes through history and explains how this code has crafted everything we know about our current reality. All right, truth seekers, thanks for watching, and God bless.